Hi,西山瑞貴, Mizuki Nishiyama. I'm a mixed Japanese artist based in Hong Kong. I'm really glad to be back in the city that I was born in Hong Kong. I'm currently working on a new series, expanding on my bodies and landscape work as well, where I combine figurative works with landscape, but also including a lot more Eastern materials such as ink, as well as exploring different type of philosophies and ideas that resonate with my Japanese and Chinese heritage. The theme for the new exhibition is very focused on nature. I think my works in the past had been very intense, as in blatantly intense, because I wanted to portray such intense emotions and also interactions between bodies and the environment. By moving into still life, I feel like there's a lot more silence, pacing, reservation, the works and just the entire imagery themselves. My dad started off focusing in philosophy and writing, and then eventually ended up in fashion. And my mother, she's always been a big painter. There's this vigor that my mom embodies in her work. She uses also a palette knife. She's very fond of, I guess, combining Chinese and Italian type of aesthetics in her works. And my grandmother is a Japanese painter. She uses traditional materials, Nihonga type pigments on silk. And so I think that visual artist dominates the family, and everyone has their own touch to it. I would say that my work is a combination of almost everybody's work. Charcoal, for example, has such a great tactility to it. It's not going to create these incisions without you physically putting some force into the paper or canvas and letting the particles disperse, and instead of the kind of soft fluid moments with watercolor. It's a very physical activity, and I absolutely love that. So I would say that it was just presented to me as a tool to express myself at a young age, and I realized that it was a very effective tool in feeling like myself, I guess. I feel like that painting has a really good combination between concealing and revealing. I love the feeling when I get so immersed into the piece. It's almost a sense of vitality. Slowly, I've kind of developed more fondness by researching more about my Japanese heritage, whether it's like history, folklore, myths. I'm really big on kind of like a surreal approach on myths and Japanese stories recently. I guess that in the beginning, I was always torn between the idea of a dichotomy, but I think as time goes by, I realized that I can find a lot of peace by looking into the gray areas. The thing is that usually the materials clash. They don't, for example, emulsify. It's a lot of these kind of rules being broken. I like how every time I'm concocting, so I say concoct because it's an in-between between like witchcraft as well as, being like in a laboratory. I'm experimenting with lots of different things. I think that a very crucial part in my works is that I utilize soil, but specifically soil from my family land in Japan, and coming from a military background dating actually back to like 1400s. I'm using a mortar and pestle. I'm grinding rocks, soil. The studio is an absolute mess after I'm done, but I get to kind of play around. I am allowing myself to rediscover the beauty of all these kind of different materials. Because at the end of the day, the act of creating is vital to my survival in a way. It's very important for me to execute a piece that I have in mind. I think it's this urgency that makes it so important. The works all have very abstracted narratives. I think each piece has its own personality and its own story. One piece that had been an interesting project for me, I did it in Hong Kong. I've always wanted to work with cement just because I love the weight. When you're working with it, it's hot on your hands. And I stumbled across this kimono from the Taisho period. I wanted to play with the sense of materiality because I had a series called Seiza. It was kind of like the symbol for constriction and liberation as a Japanese woman. That kind of moved me into a different direction where it was kind of like this invisible body inside kimono garments. And so I started layering the cement onto the fabric, allowing it to have its own shape. Eventually, with the bamboo sticks from construction in Hong Kong, I shortened it and it became the base for the kimono to hang onto. So the arms are opened up and created a stand and a nice base. That I worked with a blacksmith because I knew I wanted to create it with a metal rod. I wanted to create this weird frozen in time idea of preserving, again, history, but also having this stark contrast between hardness and softness. I've had a very complicated relationship with my identity already to begin with. I wanted to come back to Hong Kong to reinvestigate myself and to be with family again. I'm a very anxious and eager person. I'm always in conflict with myself. That has become the biggest challenge. It's this internal conversation you always have with yourself. That's a learning journey, and hopefully the voices cooperate a bit better as time goes by.